You're listening to the Superpower Podcast, Superpower Kids Edition, where author, philanthropist, and Superpower Kids founder Neva Lee Recla inspires kids to discover their superpowers and change the world.
Hi kids, this is your superpower kid, Neva Lee Recla. And today we have on our show a very special guest, Jennifer Urezzio. She is the creator of Soul Language, the host of Superpowers of the Soul, and she's a superpower expert. So today we'll be talking with Jennifer about spiritual, kids, and business. So without further ado, will you help me welcome my friend and superpower expert, Jennifer Urezzio. Hi,
Hello.
Jennifer.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Yay!
I'm super excited to have you. So let's get started with asking you, what are your superpowers?
Well, my most unknown superpower is I can manipulate time. So I have this, So I have this habit of going, okay, I'm going to be late. I do this all the time with my mom. I said, Mom,
I do this all the time.
I'm going to be late. And then I arrived like 15 minutes early. She's like, what? You said you were going to be late. I was like, yeah, but I just speed it up or slow it down. And I think that's really important because, time is our own human, creation. And so we can play with it. And I think kids are really amazing at that because, they seem to have time go on forever, and an hour for them lasts all day. So, that's my most unknown superpower. My most known superpower is I help people really connect to whatever they call their higher power. I can see where people are out of that disconnection or that connection, and I can help them get back there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like to manipulate time. So I am homeschooled, and our rule is if I'm not done before dinner, I have to learn the next day. So sometimes I'll be like, oh crud, we have dinner in like an hour, and I'm not even close to being done. So I'll look at my clock on my iPad, and I'll go, slow down so I can finish before dinner. And then sometimes if I'm excited for something, I'll accidentally speed it up, and then I'll say, oh, I'm excited for that. And then my parents are like, don't speed the time up.
They need all the time they can get, right? Yeah.
They're like, we have to take care of the businesses. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I feel like it's fun being able to manipulate the time because also I enjoy slowing it down sometimes, so I can have more playtime in the day.
Yeah, I never even thought about doing it so I could have more playtime. So thanks for that, because that makes sense. As we, get into adulthood, I was talking to Warner, you'll see him around in the background because he's home today. I'm like, I have to go be an adult today, and I don't really, it's just a matter of how you're looking at it and how you kind of want to use all your gifts and talents.
Exactly. I agree. So, but here in the Superpower Experts, we like to use our superpowers for good.
Yeah. I don't think I would even know how to use it for bad.
Exactly. I
don't tune into that kind of way of thinking or being. So, it's always about being of service, and I'm part of the service agreement. So I'm cool.
Yeah. So I have a few friends with us that want to say hi. So first friend, Stabby.
I've always wanted a house elf. I think a house elf would be great.
I got him at the airport in Florida, and I saw him. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need him. He's my little buddy. And then I have Pigwidgeon.
Nice.
And Squiggles, who I got at the Universal Studios Park in Florida.
Fun.
And then my parents surprised me with Pigwidgeon, letting me know we were going to the park.
Nice. I like that. A gift to go to a gift.
Exactly.
I like that idea. I'm going to have to pass that along to people who provide me with gifts.
So they're going to be talking with us. So, let me think. Ooh, why would you want a house elf?
Why would I want to oh my God.
Dad
So
is
you
gonna
can't
listen.
see it, and you're not going to see it, but I've got this pile of laundry there that is near the steps to go where the laundry is downstairs. And every day I pass it and I go, okay, today's the day. And there's just so many things that I don't like doing that need to get done. The dishes, the making of the bed, the laundry, the cooking of the meals sometimes. So I would love someone to wiggle their nose and for it to be done, so I can focus on doing the things I love, which is helping people and working on my business and writing and doing videos and doing all those things I love to do rather than laundry. But those are the things that need to get done for other things to kind of keep running. So eventually we'll get done.
Exactly. Like sometimes, I never make my bed unless I'm told to. That's why I love our cleaners. They come in like Ghostbusters.
Right, and they make the bed.
Yeah, our first cleaner, there was one cleaner, and when we moved in, it was like the second day we were living here, and this cleaner was here for like 4 hours. Just one lady just cleaning the whole house.
That's
I felt
dedication.
bad for her.
That takes dedication. I mean, some people actually love to clean. Some people, I don't know if this lady does, but, some people, I like it when you come in, which is not the house today because we're both home, when you come in and everything's so neat and organized and, before I start work, my desk is pretty neat. The dishes need to be done. Like there's certain things that get me ready for my day so I can focus. And, I think there's something orderly about cleanliness. And I think sometimes when we do have too much clutter or too much stuff running around, I think it's just a reflection of what's going on inside.
Exactly. And I love to organize. If my parents tell me to go clean up my room, I'm like, okay, I'm going to organize as well, though. Like, you're not keeping me from my organizing. Because I'm going to start collecting dolls and doll stuff. Although most doll collectors, they don't play with them, but I'm not like that. So I like to organize my doll shoes and stuff. It's honestly just a weird addiction I have. But I like to do it. So
I had to talk to the man in the background there. I'm like, you're on video, so don't do anything weird.
Okay, so I think we have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. We've been talking with Jennifer Urezzio about spiritual kids and business. We'll be right back.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/thenet to learn more.
Okay, we're back, and we've been talking with Jennifer Urezzio about spiritual kids and business. So, let me think. What advice do you have for kids who were born and they were awakened to all the spiritualness and the woo-woo-ness that is life? So what advice do you have for them on how they can start a business based off of spirituality and being yourself?
I think any passionate business is based on those things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that when you're really listening to your soul or your spirituality or however you want to put it, your essential nature, even that lemonade stand is based on that soulful guidance. I think where people kind of fall down, and I don't, I want kids to understand this so they don't fall down as they're developing, is that then they start getting all of the information from all those people that have been in business before, and that's great. And those are resources and tap into them. But sometimes when that happens, and adults are famous for this, when that happens, then they don't start listening to that inner guidance, that wisdom. And I think that's really a hardship because, so often we hear, no, don't go that way. And everyone's telling us, no, you need to go that way.
Exactly.
There's something inside that's driving you to. And I think, the first advice is to keep listening to that. Take in the resources, right? You're not going to know everything. So you're going to need those kind of people that have crossed that path before. But you have to listen to your heart. You have to listen to that guidance. And you have to listen to your soul. And you have to stand up for what you believe in. Exactly. I think, with those two fundamental principles, you can't go wrong.
Exactly. I agree. And I agree what you're saying, because there's people this way who are saying, no, you have to do what I'm doing. It's the best thing for you. And there's people this way saying, no, listen to your heart. You can take in the advice that those people are saying and be polite, but you don't have to do it. You can be yourself. And that's the most important thing. Because in business, I've been doing this for 6 years. And what I've learned is I can take in all the energy from everyone. I'm like a sponge sometimes. I'll
literally, how old are you?
8.
You literally are a sponge up until the age of 7. Literally. Like your brain, kids' brains, don't spend a lot of time deciphering. So they do suck it all up, right? And then you get to a certain age where you get to go, okay, I heard what so-and-so says, and it doesn't really apply to me anymore. And you get to let that go. So I think that's important, to be the sponge in any type of thing and then really decide what you want to do. So you're right on track.
Yeah. So sometimes, if my parents and I are at a business conference and someone is yelling when they're speaking, like kind of out of their body, I even ask my parents, can I step out of the room for a minute? Because it's too much absorbing, because it's whoosh, I can't hold this anymore.
Yeah.
So
so often I don't think adults do that. I don't think they really understand, when something's too much and when they have to step aside and how to say no and all of that. And I think kids are really fundamentally good at that. And I think through schooling and through, life experiences, we're taught, oh, no, that's wrong. And no, you can say no or you can say yes, as you put it, in the most polite way, right? And yet you really need to do what is in your greatest good, because if you're not going to do that there in business, where else in your life are you not going to be able to say yes or no to?
Exactly. I agree. But it's also, with me, I sometimes have trouble just going, no, thank you. Just getting to the point and saying no. But I don't like to hurt people's feelings. It's the hardest thing for me. And sometimes my ego does it. My ego does it all the time. And I don't like doing that. And so I like saying no, thank you. And being polite, but still getting straight to the point,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's definitely really important that you listen to other people and you say, yeah, I agree, that's great advice. But then you can look back on that and say, well, now that I think about it, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Or maybe I can just listen to them, but I don't have to do that,
It's all about choice, and I think business is so much about choice. It's what are you going to do? What are you going to produce? Who are you going to talk to? Who's your audience? There's so many decisions to make. And if you keep making those decisions based on someone else's system and belief, it's, it might be your name on the door, so to speak, of the company, but it's not really your company. And I think any entrepreneur creates a company to do something bigger first for themselves and then for other people. And And that takes guts and it takes courage. And it also takes, you deciding what is right for you and for your company.
I agree. And I think it's important. You need to listen to your soul, and you need to know what is best for you and what is the lovingest thing you can do. That's not even a word, but it is now. And what is the best thing for you and your company. I agree. So, do you have any questions for me, Squiggles, or Pigwidgeon, or Dobby?
Well,
I like offering that.
I guess the question I would have for you is, what do you consider the most important aspect of your own business? Like, what do you love doing about your business?
Well, I have a lot of things I love in my business, but I can give you my top 3 favorite businesses. All right. So the first, I'm probably going to have like 4 because I'm starting a course for parents. But my top 3 right now is my show, because it's a way for me to make new friends and connect with people. And then I love doing hot clothes for kids. And even though I got a lot of criticism on it for putting the word hot in my business or wearing crop tops and stuff, I still love doing it because that was me being me. And my probably most favorite business of them all is Spreading Light, Love, and Pixie Dust. And it's where I draw pictures and write poems for wounded warriors and vets. And I'll go out on Veterans Day and hand them out. We'll start at night. We'll start at day till night. And it's me and my half sister and my parents, and we'll go around handing pictures out. And a few years ago, we handed out over 1,000 pictures.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so my day is pretty boring compared to your days. Like, whoa, wow. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything like that at your age. I'm not really doing anything like that now. I think, wow, I think it's amazing. And I think that especially the course for parents, I think that is going to support so many people on so many different levels. And it's truly something that will impact lives. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I have a question that's not related to business, but what type of pets do you have?
I have a cat, Mushu, who's somewhere around here. She's a calico. She's very, very fat. And that's because I feed her lots of treats. It's my fault. She's extremely smart. She was raised with dogs. She was fostered with dogs. So she has a lot of dog-like tendencies. You know how dogs circle before they sit down? She does that.
Does she do that?
Yeah, it's really funny. Sometimes she sleeps on her back like this. And she plays fetch. Now, all of my cats that I've had for the last 20-something years, all of them would play fetch. In fact, they played fetch up until a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years into having them, and then they didn't bring the ball back. I don't know why it stopped, but so that is I'm a big cat fan. I've had cats most of my life, and most of my cats live to, I think the oldest was in their 24th year.
Wow.
Yeah. And so what I found out is the first year of a cat's life, then it's equivalent to 24 years of human life. And then 4 years for every year after that. So Mad, that was his name, was pretty old. And most of my cats, live because I think that I pet them so much, and I think that purring does something really good for their bodies. And so that's why I think they live a long time.
Yeah. So I do want a cat. And They're adorable, but I have a dog, and I love her to death. Like, I would do anything for her. Her name is Callie. She's a toy schnauzer.
Cute.
And we named her after the goddess of destruction.
Yes,
Kali.
I know that. That's a tough name to give a dog, though.
I mean, she's the goddess of destructing your hands when you play with her. So, I
Why
mean,
not?
it fits her. Want to hear one of my animal stories?
Yes.
Okay. So my old house, my dad and I were hanging out, and my mom was coming back home, and this cat snuck into our garage, and it wasn't even like a neighborhood cat or anything. It was just this stray cat, random cat. And I was watching the show when Dad was going to help Mom, and I heard meowing. And there was a dog that came on my show once, but there wasn't ever a cat. So I paused my show, and then the meowing stopped. Then I unpaused my show, and then the meowing went back again. And then sure enough, a few minutes later, my dad comes walking in with a cat. I'm like, why is there a cat in our house? Because my dad is allergic to cats.
Oh, no.
But cats love him to death.
Of course, because he's allergic to them. That's how they operate.
And so Callie, she's a huge fan of cats. She loves playing with them. Sometimes cats aren't a huge fan of her. And I feel really bad for her because she just wants to make some friends. But sure enough, I gave him a name. Well, at first I thought he was a she. So I named her Whiskers. And then I started calling him Whiskey, and so that became his name.
But what happened to the cat?
Well, my parents, we were going to let him live with us, but then since my dad's highly allergic, it wasn't going to work out. And so what we did was we made up a box. We got this big box, and we put a giant cozy blanket in it, and we put it outside in our backyard, and every morning and every night before we went to bed and when I woke up, I would take off my shoes and sit in the box and play with him. And he would let me pick him up. And I had this little toy kitchen at the time, and the sink came out. So I'd put him underneath the kitchen.
Cute.
Underneath the sink, and then I'll lift up the sink, and then he would climb out.
Cute.
And so I loved playing with him. And then after 2 weeks or so, he finally decided, I need to go find a new home. And because he was an indoor cat, he enjoyed being indoors.
Yeah.
And he and Callie played a lot, so that was fun. And so Mom and I decided he was an angel kitty. And he was an angel kitty sent down to just meet us for a little bit. And then, I actually have a stuffed animal that looks exactly like him.
Fun.
He's a tiger cat. And so me and my friend were going to the candy store in the mall, and they have stuffed animals there. And there was one cat stuffed animal that looked just like him. I'm like, that I need that. So sure enough, his name is Whiskey, and
Very cool.
Yeah, and Callie actually loves snuggling with him. so yeah. I have a lot of animal stories.
Yeah, Moosh is now a people person. She's, now she's really just two people. She just likes me and Warner. Other times she just spends a lot of time in the closet when people come over.
Yeah, Callie's a people person. That is for sure. She loves talking, like a lot. She's basically like a little cheerleader. She goes, anytime someone comes over, rings the doorbell, she'll talk.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So, let me think. Do you have any questions for Dobby?
No, unless he wants to send over a cousin to come play with me, because that would be cool.
Dobby, do you have any cousins? I don't know if Dobby even has parents.
Well, he had to have something. He had friends. Remember, he had that other house elf that knew him.
Yeah, I remember her, Teeny.
Yeah, so there's got to be a lot of little house elves. Like, they must have like a lodge or like a little association
Also,
too, right?
exactly. That needs to be a thing.
Why not?
With Dobby, I love making him little beds on my bed. So
Yeah.
my dog will sleep with me. And so I light him down with a pillow and someone to cuddle with. And
Very
I give
cute.
him a blanket at
Very
the edge
cute.
of my bed. So I think we should do Super Neva questions, and then it's just a few playful questions, and you have to answer them as fast as you can.
All right, give them to me.
And I'll try to answer them as well.
Okay.
Okay. First off, favorite color?
Blue.
Ooh, turquoise. Favorite animal?
Cat.
All animals.
Excuse me?
I don't have a favorite animal. It's just every single animal.
All animals. Gotcha.
All animals. I grew up on a farm, so. Let me think. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Paris, because I love it. It's my favorite city. And because I'm mad for their food and their museums. So if I could wrinkle my nose and be there, it'd be Paris.
I want to go to Hawaii. One, because I've never been there, and two, I feel like it would be like Costa Rica, and Costa Rica is gorgeous.
I hear it's very beautiful.
Yeah, and plus I would get to swim with wild dolphins, and my favorite sea animal is a dolphin, so that's why.
Nice.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? There can be more than one.
I think it would be, to really play with time in a bigger way. Go fast forward, back in time, in the future, stop time, really take that to the 10th power of how to manipulate time.
That'd be awesome because all my friends are faster runners than me. So that means if we were having a race, I could stop them and be like, run, 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 and unstop them. And then they would be like, how'd they get there?
That would be really fun.
I probably want mind teleportation and to go back in time because when I was a baby, I was super chubby and adorable. So I want to go back in time and get little Neva and bring her back.
You couldn't technically do that because that would be a time paradox.
What's a time paradox?
It's when your older self in time and your newer self meet. And there's some scientific, sci-fi reason why that can't happen. It's like that happening creates some sort of time continuum mess up, time loop. And it makes everything crazy.
Then I don't want to do that.
No.
But then invisibility and flight as well, because I would be the master at hide and go seek. Totally. And do you want to hear a funny hide and go seek story?
Would love to.
Okay. So my sister and I, we love playing hide and go seek. And in my bathroom, I have an automatic light that can turn off. But she didn't know that. And so sure enough, I went in my bathroom, I turned off the lights, and I hid in my shower.
Nice.
And it took her about 30, 45 minutes to find me.
Wow.
And normally I laugh when she comes into the room, so I'm like, don't laugh, don't laugh. And I heard her speaking to my parents I can't find your daughter. I don't know where she is. And so, sure enough, she even looked directly into the shower. But she didn't see me.
Turn on the light.
Yep, but she didn't know the light could turn off. So I told her at the end, and she's like, you were hiding in there all along?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a really good hider.
And sometimes we run out of places, so that's my least favorite part of hide and go seek.
I used to play with my little nephew, Eric, and I would hide, and the dog bear would give me away every time because the dog would stand right in front of the place where I was hiding. And then when it was his turn to hide, he would hide in the exact same place I hid. So I would find him every time. I'm like, dude, you got to pick another spot. Like, because he doesn't think I'll look there, but hello, I just hid there.
Yeah. My dog does that. When my sister was watching me, she's 17. So when she was watching me, my parents were going on I think they're either shopping or they're on a date night. Either one. And the dog would come and find me every time. And we figured it's just because she was worried that I was like where I was and stuff. So she loves protecting me. And she is a total sweetheart, but she didn't do that with my sister. I'm like, oh, come on! And
you have to train her to kind of fetch for you with that.
Exactly.
Go fetch my sister. Hide and go seek.
Exactly. And we'll play Marco Polo as well. Like, I'll go, Marco, and try to find her. And then sometimes I'll have to walk away to a further spot and then say Marco because I know I'm close to her, but I can't find her.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I feel like I should put the scent of Callie's favorite, Creat.
Yeah.
Because I can't say the word or else.
She'll come.
Yeah. And I could, say, Sissy, here, hold this. And then secretly, and so then Callie would smell her.
Exactly. You just drop it in one of her pockets and let Callie go fetch her.
Exactly. But Callie would follow her.
Totally.
Yeah. So I think we might have to wrap up, sadly.
Sadly.
But I forgot to tell you about the sign-off. So the sign-off is, remember, kids, we all have superpowers. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to tell you the sign-off, then we have to do funny FaceTime.
Okay.
So the sign-off is, I'll say, remember, kids, we all have superpowers, and you and I will both say together, we can change the world.
Okay, you got it.
So you want to do funny FaceTime?
Sure.
Okay, ready? 3, 2. Thought we can't make a funny face.
No, that just looks painful to him.
Then they are just have regular faces. Okay. Would you like to join me in the sign-off?
Yeah, it's we can change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Remember, kids, we all have superpowers, and
we can all
change.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Remember, kids, we all have superpowers, and
we can change the world.
All right. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Superpower Up podcast, Superpower Kids Edition. Go now to superpowerkids.com and discover your superpowers today.